6 schools taking part this year, apart from yourselves, of course. We've got the Academy Agora, BIC, and here today for the first time this year at works, the Mallorca International School. So welcome to Mallorca International. I think we'll all agree it's great to be back and not doing it on Zoom. It's got pluses and minuses, of course. You can, the judges are looking you right in the eye, and especially here we're close up. So may I introduce the judges? We have Julie, who's the timekeeper, which I've explained to you. This is the lady who controls the debates, so you have to keep an eye on her. Then in front we've got Paul Oakley, who's the spokesperson for the judges. We've got Izzy Newman and David Tittle, who will be the other 2 judges. I would also like to give a little thanks to a judge in waiting, Hannah Christensen, who is just here as an observer today. So like the school, she is an observer, she won't take part in the judging process. What are we doing today? The debate has been drawn. The Queens will be starting off, and you will be for the motion. Frenchley say will be against the motion. The motion is TikTok contributes positively to society. May I wish both teams the best of luck.
From the public. Gabby's disappearance inspired a wave of true crime fanatics who were determined to help find her. This case turned TikTok into an army of digital detectives. The crowd investment paid off almost immediately. A TikTok video uploaded by a tourist captured Gabby's vehicle on the side of the park trail. This not only established a possible crime scene, but pressured the police to give Gabby justice. Gabby's body was found only hours later, about 300 meters away from where the video was filmed. Without TikTok, would we really have found Gabby Petito? Or would she be one of the forgotten people that the justice system simply do not care about? Gabby Petito's disappearance is just one of the times where we have seen TikTok become a unified community that strives for a unanimous goal: justice. TikTok has proven to unify society through its enhanced algorithm that allows people to find others with the same objective to incite change. Youth identities on TikTok are front and center to other social media platforms, and it seems that the app is naturally lending itself to young consumers rallying around social issues and striving and calling out inequalities. Social activism has taken the forefront of the app, and examples of young users organizing on the app have just been growing. Except.
Could you name more cases, like Gabby Petito, or is it just like a one-time thing? Has it happened before?
This has happened multiple times. Although I only have one example in my speech because I only have 5 minutes, I'd like to mention Jason Tyrone, Kelly Wu, and Jessica Parker, who were all found because of TikTok. Thank you. TikTok has proven itself as a current social media powerhouse, not only for fun dancing videos, but also for providing its users with a new space for political expression. The opposing team will argue that TikTok is a space where you can only find negative content. But I would like to point out that nothing in this world is black or white, good or bad. My team and I are not ignorant to the fact that negative content exists, except
You don't think cyberbullying is bad?
I never said that cyberbullying wasn't bad. I said that there does exist negative content, but the positive content completely outweighs the negativity that is on TikTok. Thank you. The way in which TikTok has been used to spark social change and justice cannot be dismissed. My team and I are for today's motion because we believe in social change. We believe in justice for the people. We believe TikTok gives a voice to those who don't have one. Thank you.
of the 12-year-old kid from Colorado was found unconscious in his home on March 22 and was put on life support in the hospital. He died 19 days later. I'm telling you this right now because his death was blamed on a TikTok challenge which consists in choking yourself to experiment new emotions. He is not the only one that died to these kind of challenges. Dozens of teens die each year to that. This is an example of why TikTok is really negative for society. Good morning, my name is Adil, and my teammates and myself at the Liceo Nacional Nacional de Palma strongly believe that TikTok has an extremely negative impact on society, and we want to show you why. TikTok was introduced in 2017, and since then it became the most downloaded app with over 1 billion active users worldwide. 90% of these users use TikTok on a daily basis. The biggest question, however, seems to be whether or not this is a good thing, and our answer is no. My teammates, Damian and Nico, which are going to talk about soft child pornography and instant satisfaction, and myself are going to present you the most clearest and obvious evidence that TikTok has adverse and negative impacts on society. First of all, TikTok is terribly addictive. You could say, these are just short videos, so we don't spend much time watching them. But what if I told you that the average time a teenager spends on TikTok is 41 hours per month? Imagine the amazing things these teens could achieve if they spend this time doing something else.
It says this, but if you get to mention that on TikTok, it offers a variety of knowledge and political views that kids may learn from. So here's what it covers time when they're learning so much from it.
It's basically TikTok is good, but it's the use you give it to. So it's very addictive, but that doesn't take up the fact that you can learn things from it. Besides, something that you must know is that if the product is free, then you'll be profit. Let me explain this to you. In the social media world, it's all about a competition to catch your attention and make you click that banner. And once you do that, they win. TikTok's aim is to keep users using the app for as long as possible.
Point of information. Do you have any statistics or evidence that addiction actually does affect society negatively?
Another really negative point about this app is that anybody can get an account, from 7-year-old kids to pedophiles and groomers. Nicolas will explain it to mention. Also read on it. But they're surprisingly, cybercriminals are surprisingly not the most dangerous thing in TikTok. In fact, the most threatening thing about this app is the owner. But why would be TikTok the most dangerous thing about itself? The answer is simply one word: addiction. You've probably heard that term when talking about drugs, and afterwards maybe asking yourself, how can an app, a simple social media, be like as addictive as cocaine or heroin? It's all about the base, the concept, which follows 6 simple steps: initiation, experimentation, regular use, problem use, dependence, and finally, addiction. So, after all I explained to you, you still think TikTok is positive for society? Thank you for your attention.
And Paula?
Good morning. Before I start, I'd like to answer some of the arguments made by the opposition. I believe the second speaker mentioned one case and one trend. How does this accurately portray TikTok as a whole? Then they mentioned addiction. However, TikTok is only a means of expression, nothing more. The way people use it does not accurately represent the actual act. Then they compared the app to drug addiction, and did not feel it is fair to compare drug addicts to people who use like teenagers. Hello, my name is Paula, and today my team and I are debating for the motion that TikTok contributes positively to society. TikTok got the world through a pandemic. It wasn't Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook. It was TikTok. Thousands of hairdressers, fitness trainers, chefs, therapists, craftsmen were all able to stop their businesses from sinking thanks to TikTok. The world was connected in a time when it couldn't. TikTok stands out among other apps because practically anyone can become a creator. This is due to the For You page, TikTok's most recognizable feature. Accept.
So the app was made so that you can just slide as many times as you want. So it was designed for it to be addictive. So isn't that?
Yes, but if it's an app that does not ask you to pay to use it, how do you expect the creators to gain profit from it? TikTok is a business, not a NGO. Thank you. Users spend most of their time seeing content recommended by the app. Instead of seeing their friends and favorite celebrities, they see complete strangers. And what makes this content so appealing is exactly that. The people they see on their screens don't create unrealistic standards or expectations. They're just normal people who they can relate to and be entertained by. And that is how TikTok inspires people. It has inspired fitness, health, creativity, humor. The variety of content and people on the app has facilitated, for example, thousands of aspiring artists to be recognized, as well as to be taught how to improve by other artists on the app. It is an undeniable fact that campaigns such as EduTalk have improved society by encouraging learning on the app. I do not deny that most of the information on TikTok will be biased. However, it offers the possibility of seeing things from different perspectives and has directly created a generation aware and actively attentive to issues of social and racial justice. TikTok has revolutionized the social media industry and has turned the tables on celebrities. More and more small businesses and creators are going viral every single day, and for many, it has given them the chance to earn money while doing what they love. 55% of users upload their own content, which means that half a billion people have the chance to be heard and spread original ideas. Except,
Do you know anyone online?
as personally, yes, actually, a few students I know are viral. Thank you. The platform offers you one of the largest social media audiences on the market, meaning you stand a great chance to be seen by millions without a single dollar or a single euro spent on advertisement. As society advances, not only should technology be enhanced, but also the quality of life and well-being of the people. Because as long as TikTok is helping humanity thrive, it is contributing positively to society. Thank you.
Nicholas. Yes. So first, I would like to answer some of the points that the opposition made. So I don't know about you, but I don't relate to teenagers that get thousands of dollars by just dancing. But imagine you saw me dancing on your TikTok For You page. What would you do? Laugh at me? Write a comment saying, LOL, you're so ugly, delete your account? But when a 15-year-old girl publishes a video of her doing the exact same dance, she gets millions of views and likes. I think you know where I'm headed. Hello, I'm Nicholas, and today I will be presenting arguments against the motion TikTok contributes positively to society. More than a third of TikTok users are 14 or under. Now, users are not supposed to be under 13. If you think about it, you'll realize that all these under 14 users are not 13, meaning that an enormous part of them.
Information.
Yes.
There are community guidelines that don't accept kids HTV on the app. So in a way, it restricts younger kids from going on the app.
Sorry, can you?
Yes, but the app has a restriction to not let younger kids go on the app. So how can you say that they are?
Okay, I will answer that question in a few seconds. So, the enormous part of them are from 7 to 12 years old. Moreover, most of TikTok users are girls. You could argue that TikTok did not know that these users were under 13 and that they were lying when their age was asked to them when they downloaded the app. However, TikTok uses programs and algorithms that help identify users' actual ages. So it definitely knows about their actual age and obviously ignores it. You may wonder what this has to do with what I said before about young girls and dancing. A great amount of TikTok's dances have sensual moves.
Information.
Yes.
Can you give us a statistic to back that up? What do you mean by statistics?
Go ahead. Do you want me
Do you have any
to show you
evidence?
dance?
No, do you have any evidence? Do you have any evidence that the majority of dancers contain sensual movement?
I haven't downloaded the app, but I've seen my sister, and I will answer later, dancing to many songs that are not very appropriate. So, and the dances do not have that kind of moves, it is the songs that do. Many young teenagers dance to songs of which they do not even understand the lyrics. But these, more often than I would like, imply, I would include explicit or explicit sexual references.
Information?
Yes.
I did not see the correlation with perverts sexualizing younger girls with emotions today.
Yes, so what I will say later is that TikTok promotes, does not exactly go against pedophilia. Yes, there are many young girls and young users that dance to songs that are not very appropriate for the age. And now I will give an example. But you know the song Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles? Well, watermelon sugar actually refers to sexual orgasm. What a thought. And this is not just speculation. Harry Styles himself confirmed this. This is just one of the many songs that young teenagers dance or sing to. But I mean, if they did this at their homes and no one saw them, would not get that. But because of TikTok,
Clear information.
yes.
How come that radio stations play Water on the Sugar High on like a daily basis? If it's influencing young children.
Well, I don't know, that's not my problem. That's the radio's problem to not include this kind of words in there. But I mean, if they don't know about it, they cannot stop it. So, because of TikTok, its videos of them dancing are on the internet forever and free for any pedophiles to look at them and who knows, do other things. Furthermore, I have read many testimonies of parents and brothers or sisters that explain how their small daughter or sister got contacted by some people that simulate their children. So they made a friend, and I insist a friend. You know what these friends asked them to do? They asked them to send them videos of them naked doing this or that trend. Doesn't that disturb you? I have an 11-year-old sister and a 14-year-old one. Both ones have had TikTok for 2 years already. And I have seen them countless times sensually dancing to a song in front of a camera and then publishing it on TikTok.
That's
I
it,
can't,
sorry.
it's fine. I can't sleep at night thinking
It's
how
the end of
she...
your time. Sorry.
What?
It's the end of your time.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Right, who have we got? And Maria.
Okay, are you ready? Good morning. My name is Maria. Today I'll start by disagreeing with the opposing team. April mentioned addiction, but she forgets to say all the good aspects viewing these videos have. As I mentioned, you can learn a variety from things from TikTok. After all, when has knowledge ever been bad for society? She also said that there are over 1 billion users on TikTok. Is Exactly. Now, she's helped me prove a point here. Over 1 billion people are unified as one, thanks to this app. I mean, we all went through the pandemic together, and I'll tell you how did we get through this on TikTok. Nicholas said that he doesn't agree with TikTokers dancing and earning money, but what about the small businesses that could not survive the pandemic without the app? What about all the money they earned? Now, let's put that aside. Vox Populi, Vox Dei. It's an old Latin saying, meaning the voice of the people is the voice of God. Let me ask you a question. What defines an app? Its interface or the people on it? I think I can speak for everyone here today when I say TikTok wouldn't be what it is without all the users on it. Perhaps because of the young demographic they can relate to. Users feel comfortable to be themselves and share compelling and creative videos with the world. One can express themselves freely, and when has that ever been bad to society? To express freely how we feel. To know there's a platform where we can talk about anything and be heard. The opposing team will argue that with the liberty of freedom of speech, the app offers, many negative aspects will come with it, like hate comments. But I disagree completely, as the app takes down any content that violates community guidelines and limits rude comments, as it has the ability to detect certain triggering words. Also, all the users on the app can report a video or comment, and the app will always respond to this feedback. These ensure standard of behavior expected on the platform to create a safe environment for users to interact and have fun. This clearly teaches a lesson to society and shows what's acceptable and what's not. Also, some might say TikTok is overflowing cyberbullying and hate, but they'll forget to say that the youth love speaking out about cyberbullying. They're constantly trying to change stereotypes and the status quo. They're constantly posting about the need to be respectful in the comments, demonstrating resilience and teaching values to others, etc.
Yeah, so I've heard quite recently that the moderators that filter the bad things on social media, they get traumatized for life. So TikTok indirectly traumatizes the thousands of people that work as moderators for life. They see the zoophilia and the pedophilia that does not, so that, I mean, these people see that and we don't, so they get traumatized for life.
Well, that is a good point, but I feel like someone is old enough to apply to a job and to find the consequences with it. And also, like, someone has to do a job. All the kids are saved using TikTok because of them. I say thank you to them. There's many other people on TikTok have become more open in talking about other topics which are usually not stumbled upon. Some of which include body image, self-harm, sexual identity, and eating disorders. This has helped many users suffering from any of these to feel like they're not alone, feel understood by others, and are able to seek help because of it, making our society more accepting of others. Unlike other apps, TikTok excels at body positivity. Our society has these unrealistic expectations of what our bodies and appearances should look like. But let's be honest, no one will ever achieve those unachievable beauty standards. TikTok acknowledges all the beautiful, realistic women men have, from bigger to skinnier women with different and unique skin tones. It makes us feel comfortable with our own bodies and be more accepting of ourselves. And if that's not a good contribution to society, then I don't know what is. Lastly, TikTok is gaining knowledge. People share their knowledge about daily life, such as cooking, creating art, and music. Much of the knowledge is unique and can be applied in real life. Renowned doctors say, your perspective is always limited by how much you know. Expand your knowledge and it will transform your mind. So, the voice of the people is the voice of God. If everyone takes time to educate themselves and learn how to deal with unprecedented situations, we can make TikTok a better place. And that is why we believe TikTok contributes positively to society. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Damien.
and today I will be developing arguments against the motion TikTok contributes positively to society. Hear that? That's the sound of the modern family dinner table. That's right, it's silence. Why? Because in the few seconds that have just passed, the modern teen has just zapped through tens of videos. And you know what the worst thing is? He still isn't satisfied. And he will continue to zap through millions of videos and for hours on end until he finds something that interests him. I like to title this the phenomenon of instant gratification. And you can see it everywhere. Restaurants, parks, schools, family houses, the most recurrent place for this. In fact, the main movement I see these days where I'm walking anywhere is this. That right there, that's a globalized reflex. It symbolizes this need for instant satisfaction, and if not obtained, it usually zaps at light speed through sometimes hundreds of videos, and for hours on end, searching for something that will entertain them for any period of time. That desperate need for fun is this century's mental illness, and I will insist on this. Boredom no longer exists. Everyone is constantly looking at videos, listening to audio, or recording themselves doing exams. But what is the cause of all this? Well, the answer has 2 syllables. Tick-tock. I'm sure everyone here knows what it is. And the truth is, some of you, shortly after the debate is over, are going to open the app and tweet some messages to whoever friends they have. But bear with me for just a few minutes before you open it. I'm sure everyone here knows what it is already. It's the leading social platform in the planet with over 689 million active users. Now that's staggering statistics. But what harm could a simple social media platform do to anyone? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what I'll be talking to you today. Let's start with addiction problems. The basis for TikTok is Facebook. Facebook is the start of everything. It started Instagram, it inspired Snapchat, and many others, including TikTok. Now, the creator of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, said a few years ago, "We intentionally designed Facebook to make it addictive." So you all realize that right now there are hundreds of neuroscientists and computer scientists analyzing every movement you do to make you more addictive to your program. I don't know if you've ever opened an iPhone box, but from the moment you open the box until it actually reveals the phone, that is a sign. Protect it.
Do you have any statistics to actually prove that TikTok causes addiction?
Of course, there are, as I said, 689 million users. More than 60% of those have shown signs of addiction, depression, and loss of confidence.
I have a question.
Accepted.
You said 689, but your teammates said over 1 billion. So
Well, I said active users.
All right.
Those presenting signs of addiction. So, TikTok is enslaving. The average person holding an account spends over 80 minutes a day. That's 10 hours a week. What would you all do with 10 hours a week? It's so addicting that the average family does not speak during car accidents, restaurants, and the only reason they don't is because they're too busy watching videos of some girl or boy. Except,
Don't you think you're overgeneralizing this? When I go in the car with my family, I don't scroll TikTok during the whole car ride.
well, that's your case. There are millions of cases, I am telling you. There are videos on TikTok. I have seen videos, I've seen multiple videos of this girl recording her car. No one is speaking, they're all on their phone. I go on restaurants, everyone's on their phone. And what are they watching? TikTok. Charli D'Amelio, TikTok star, has admitted it herself to be addicted to her own program. Because really, she's the one who owns it, doesn't it? She's the most popular star on the planet right now. And that's the most depressing consequence. TikTok bears the loss of family life. So, the opposition is trying to get you to believe that family life is less important than videos that last less than 60 seconds. So if you still believe that, I suggest you go on BBC News right now and you check out what's going on right now when teens don't spend time with their family. Because it may seem unimportant, but it's incredibly important, not only for the development of their brain, but also how they speak, how they are. It shapes you as a human being to be around family. And if that is taken away, it's not going to be good. Before I end my speech, I'd like to propose a challenge for all of you. When you go home, don't open the app and wait until tomorrow. And if you manage to do this, ask yourself, was that hard? Thank you.
Okay, everyone, we have 2 minutes to summarize.
This is why we believe that the opposition did not make their case. First of all, they referenced the TikTok army helping to rescue this person that was lost. Well, they referenced a powerhouse for communities, a powerhouse for self-expression. They forgot to mention that it's also a powerhouse for cyberbullying and bullying itself and sexual harassment. TikTok star Charlie D'Amelio has admitted it herself. Every day she's posting videos on TikTok, and every day people interview her, and she says, "Yeah, I got 100 hate comments today. I'm pretty bad about myself today." So they forgot to mention that. Second of all, they said that the world got through the pandemic thanks to TikTok. Well, cyberbullying emerged thanks to TikTok as well. I asked them if they knew anyone who went viral. They mentioned a few students going viral. Well, that's a few in a million. The case that you actually go viral and manage to make a living is very unheard of between the ages of 14 to 18. It's not very likely to become viral for one of your videos because there are so many people doing the same as you that how are you going to stand out? Just really copying an answer someone else has created. Finally, the opposition wanted statistics. Well, here they are. As I said before, 689 million active users, 80 minutes a day, 10 hours per week, and more than 58% of them are addicted and have shown signs of them. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank the opposition for taking part in this debate and the judges for judging the debate. For my summation, I'd like to start by deconstructing April's arguments. First of all, April mentioned that I'd like to start with Damien. According to NBCI, there doesn't exist an addiction or mental illness that directly links to TikTok. Damien mentioned that the majority of users are addicted or depressed, but we have a statistic from the New York Times that says it's only 20%. When there's 80% of people who don't really suffer the consequences, don't we have to look at the bigger picture of the whole society rather than focusing on smaller groups? We as the opposing team are not arguing that there doesn't exist negative content. We believe that the positive content outweighs the negative. Then I'd like to talk about Nicholas, the second speaker, who mentioned that teenagers get on the app to do dances and only the pretty ones will go viral. However, TikTok users actively try to destigmatize insecurities created by society. TikTok did not invent insecurities. TikTok does actively remove content that promotes pedophilia, therefore it is enough. The opposition today has generalized the content and generalized the effects caused by the app. They are overshadowing all the positive contributions. TikTok isn't perfect, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any positive contributions. The motion of today is that TikTok contributes positively to society. And this is why we are for the motion. Thank you.
For those who've not been in the debates before, the judges and I will just go outside now. We'll be back, we hope, in about 10 minutes. But I think it's quite close, so there'll be quite some debate out there. Gentlemen, Izzy, would you like to come? Hannah, would you like to give us an observer? Yes, thank you.
Aber es ist ja fast alles so. Ja, genau. Ja.
And I would say jury's time to speak. Could I ask David, please, as the first judge, to say a few words?
Yep, so I'd just like to thank and congratulate all of you on incredibly strong performances. You said it's a very, very difficult task in there. It will become clearer later, but on points difference, you couldn't have been closer. There was some fantastic use of statistics, very, very good handling of points of information from both sides. So we thoroughly enjoyed it. How on earth you prepare this and then have half an hour only to decide which argument you're debating? Very, very impressive. Well done, all of you. You all deserve huge congratulations. Thank you.
Izzy?
Equally, thank you very much for a very engaging morning. Your overall passion and maturity is outstanding, and it's incredibly reassuring to know that the future we have people like yourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can I stand by the wall so that the guys over here can see me? Or if you're videoing, do you want me to go all the way up here?
Yes, wonderful.
Right, there's that.
Oh,
Right. So guys, brilliant. Staggering stuff. We actually had a bit of a fight in there, as you might have heard through the walls, because we actually had a split jury. That's never happened before, because the points were so close. Because the flows were close. Both of you had a different kind of rhythm and flow. So what I thought I'd do is maybe throw out some suggestions and recommendations to you regarding debating, and then pick up on some wonderful things I saw. Would that be all right? Yeah. Right. So in terms of suggestions for the future, some of you drifted into the reading. Okay? Try and keep out the reading, keep the energy in the room. Some of you lost a little bit of structure and flow. So one of the great things when you're bringing through a team is he's going to argue this, he's going to argue this, what's this flow? She's going to argue this, she's going to argue this, so that we really set them up at the start. Yes, one of the big phrases in marketing is tell them once, tell them twice, tell them 3 times. Yeah, flow, bang, bang. Points of interest. Take your time answering. We're not in a rush. We want to hear what you think. Don't rush into the points of interest. A couple of times there was a bit of, you've got to answer it. Don't worry about it. Right, so the wonderful things is you talked about it. The energy and emotion in this tight little room, with all of us here in masks, you can't see the reaction on our faces, but you generated your own emotion. Brilliant, brilliant. All 6 of you, fantastic. Symbolism. I always love a bit of symbolism. You, Damien, at the end. This is what they do. Great. Take us out of standing here in a lecture and reading things, okay? Brilliant. Use of pause. All of you did it really well. You did it particularly well. I'm going to tell you something really important. I'm going to stop just for a second before I tell you. Yes? Very good. You did lots of reiteration as well. I've told you these things. I'm really going to make it easy for you to understand. Bang. Brilliant, guys. That's why it was difficult. That's why next door it was really difficult. Really, really difficult. On my score sheet, you were 1 point apart. As I said, we were a split jury. So very, very difficult. I'm going to start with best debater, if I can. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. By very small margin. I'm going to have to come round here. Damien. You're going to hold these things. This is going to give it to you for photographs. Well done, young man. Well done. So now you need to sit down, because I've got the rest of the drum roll to come. Oh, my goodness. Now, this was the first debate.
Yeah, I know. It's really the first one. We got to the middle of December.
I tell you, fabulous, both teams. Brilliant, both teams. By a very, very narrow margin. Frenchly saying.
Yeah!
you're going to
Yeah,
hand
with
it to them. Yes, here, go dear. Come and sit in the middle, guys. Come and sit in the middle. You're more important than I am. Go in there, Damien. Right, now. There, three of you hold on to that. I'll stand on the outside. Well done, guys. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
All photos taken.
Before we finish, can I ask the two judges to go and join this photograph, please? And Lisa? And
Pleasure, guys.
Janet, could you come up beside your team, please? Thank you very much. Julie? Julie never comes. We don't need to smile, do we? Can't see it. That's us? Then? Is it done?
Done.
Thank you. Well done, really well done. Excellent, well done.
Very, very, very good.
I wanted to take a picture, but I didn't know how to. This time I was so afraid of touching. Okay.
Well done, really well done. Excellent, well done.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.